The Love is Blind Season 4 reunion is finally here, where we can get all of our pressing questions answered. Or we're gonna witness a train wreck with few follow-up questions and barely any answers. But here are the 10 questions we did get answered. First, the obvious. Are the 3 couples that said yes at the altar still married?
Brett and Tiffany.
Fan favorite.
And happy as ever, I'm assuming.
Absolutely.
And I'm judging by the outfit and the socks, Zach, y'all are still married.
And the rings?
And the ring!
Still happily married at this point?
Yes.
Very happily married, yes.
Okay, I'm a little surprised that they're still together.
And one of the main reasons is because Kwame's mother refused to give her blessing.
It's hard to change mom's feelings about something once she makes up her mind.
She blocked you, Kwame.
But what about now? Has Chelsea even met her yet?
Yes, I have.
But how'd it go?
We went to the family for Thanksgiving. His mom welcomed me with open arms. It was a wonderful first visit. When I was in his sister's home, I was like, I'm home. I had to hold back tears. I was like, get it together.
But Kwame didn't have the only parent skeptical of the experiment.
Obviously, you and mom are divorced, and that impacted me very heavily.
I'm not you, Dad.
Putting yourself out there in that category, just so you're.
And I understand that it seems that way, and I understand that it
is that way.
Okay,
Get
but
out my
I'm saying
house.
is.
Has Shah finally come around like the rest of us?
I'm happy to say that he and Zach are best buds, and they can't stop talking to each other.
Zach can't stop talking to anybody.
Right?
And he is paying for a honeymoon for us.
Stop
to
it.
Panama.
Well, he didn't have to pay for a wedding, so he's happy.
As Bliss was coming up, her father looked at me and he gave me this look of approval. And I knew in that moment that it was going to work out.
He always comes around. He just really strongly loves his children.
Okay, because I was annoyed with him.
It would be hard to hear that your daughter fell in love in 2 weeks and is getting married. But before all the marriages and all the proposals, there was the pods where everyone dated everyone. Was Tiffany falling for Marshall?
Tiffany and I, we had a few days together. After Tiffany and I decided to focus on other people, I just said to Tiffany, your person is here and you will get through this. And look where they are now.
I'm sensing what he said is that she was really into Marshall.
Right? That's what it sounded like.
The pods also brought the worst out of some.
That's not what he wanted, and that's okay, but I'm just like, you could have been a little
Yeah, this one was tough. It was so mean.
When's it gonna be my turn?
I couldn't stand her. Like, after this is when I was like, I hate her. She's terrible.
But the question remains, does she regret it?
Sorry, I just need a minute.
Oh, God, stop. You need a minute. Is she getting booed?
I think watching that back was really difficult. I think it was seeing people that were bullied too, and them rewatching that and then feeling the pain that they felt.
She went through feeling bullied and things
all of
like
it
that,
and
so why would you turn into a bully?
Usually how bullies are made. Bullies make bullies.
If we're real, you went on this show to get famous.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I genuinely 100% forgive you, Irina.
You should forgive her. If she didn't do that, you would be with her.
Exactly.
And look what you ended up with. So much better. But what did Bliss really think when she watched it back?
I was prepared to see it, but I was very shocked, honestly. It's sad to see someone so wonderful be treated so poorly.
The way you treated my man.
I love your guys' relationship. I love seeing it unfold. It was truly one of my favorites, and that might sound cheesy or cringy, but
Bliss is not having it.
No.
I went back and I had a panic attack, and I actually asked to go home.
I'm just kind of sick of hearing her talk.
I don't believe half of it. She's had a long time to think of her story.
Oh, yeah, and she's talked to several people and gotten coaching on what to say, I'm sure.
That moment with the pillow over my face, watching it back, I was like, absolute jerk move of me. I was literally having a panic attack on that pillow, and it completely doesn't look because I'm like,
look, everybody's like wiggling. Like,
why are we still listening to this?
More Bliss, less Irina. I want to hear more what she has to say.
You can have panic attacks and you can have trouble with, mental illness and all of that, and that's totally valid. But then you're turning around and you're doing malicious things and you're acting in really cruel ways. It's hard to reconcile those two things.
Don't let her talk anymore.
Next.
I'm over Irina. Shut up, girl. Shut up.
Another uncomfortable watch was the pool scene from Mexico.
I would never say something negative towards you.
Are they holding hands right now?
I still care about you. I do.
Buddy, what are you doing?
I mean, you shouldn't.
I mean, I found love for you through a pod.
Why?
So genuine.
Why? Why?
But it doesn't matter what we think. What did Chelsea think?
I mean, it was difficult. It was very uncomfortable, but we had had that conversation. Mike and I had had resolution together. It proceeded to be a 20-minute conversation. It just didn't need to be in that way. From an outside perspective, I would look at that and be like, what the hell's going on over there?
Yeah, that's why you're holding hands and caressing each other. And
so we have moved on. You know, we are happily married right now, and I believe that she's grown.
I'm so glad that we have grown so much together, and I definitely let that moment get the best of me.
He's just such a great spokesperson, right?
It's just not a normal situation. You dated all these people, you got close to a couple people, you see them for the first time. They're not married yet, you know. And Micah never did get married to Paul, who gave a hurtful reason why.
At least in terms of envisioning Micah as, like, you know, a mother, I think for me it was like difficult for me to do. Just like a nurturing aspect, I think, that some people have.
How'd that make you feel?
Terrible.
Yeah, that was rough.
I felt like it was the worst thing that could be said about me.
I wonder why he felt that way. I hope they asked.
I'm not saying that there's anything about her that is not nurturing. It's that I didn't give her the proper inspiration and motivation to show that side of her.
Micah, is this explanation making sense and settling with you? Or are you as confused as I am?
Just as confused.
No, I don't mean
it makes sense to me. I think that he doesn't feel like that was somebody who he could build a life with.
I thought that that could be something that was developed over time.
I was wondering if they tried to date anymore.
You didn't tell me when we dated after the show.
So you did date after the show.
Oh, they dated after the show.
Which leads to one of our pressing questions. Did Paul and Micah continue to date? I'm sure they're going to jump right on that and follow up or...
Can I ask you guys something? Did you guys try and date after the wedding day? You did.
You did?
She said that already. Pay attention.
It was pretty brief here in Seattle because she had to go back to Arizona. Then I visited her in Arizona, what did I say, like a weekend, and it ended pretty quickly after that.
What happened?
Don't worry, I'm sure they're going to ask.
How did it end?
Be patient, they're getting to it.
Why did it end?
Oh, are they really not going to ask? At least Jackie and Josh are about to arrive, so we can...
Jackie and Josh are not with us today.
Oh, come on. Why not?
Yeah.
Y'all have been dating since the show ended.
Yes.
Correct, yeah.
You know what I don't respect about this? I don't think they're there because they know they're going to get pushback. And so they do this and they don't get the pushback and they just answer the questions the way they want to.
Exactly. That's not fair.
You really couldn't set up a live screen? You had to record the interview? You know what? Let's give Marshall a chance to respond.
I broke up with Marshall before I saw Josh at the coffee shop. It looks like I'm a cheater, and I am not a cheater.
But you said I saw Josh today.
Right.
I just saw Josh, and there is some chemistry.
It doesn't matter if it was before or a day after. It's still like you're kissing a new dude immediately after you just broke up with somebody.
He had called me a derogatory name.
We both were making jabs, and some of those jabs, she wasn't joking because we can see in her text messages that were leaked. In her heart, she felt like whatever she said to me in that moment was true.
But we want to know your part in this.
Yeah.
What is the context of what you said that was derogatory? That
You know, you sure are following up with him. You didn't follow up with her.
Exactly. What's her name again? Yeah,
Just
Vanessa
Esme.
Lachey. Damn. Call Jackie out next time.
Yes, ma'am, I have the ring.
Why do you think he wanted it back? And you could be completely candid.
It was a symbol of my love, and I felt like she didn't deserve to have that symbol of my love.
Marshall wanted the ring back because he wanted to propose to another castmate.
How many dates do you classify dating? Because we went on one singular date. Back it up. Keisha sent me a very beautiful voice message the day after Jackie and I broke up.
How did she know you broke up? Because I didn't hear yet.
Social media.
Because Jackie posted something.
Yeah, you didn't call her out though, did you?
Keisha is a very caring and loving person.
Yeah.
And she did that out of the kindness of her heart. I just couldn't move forward because I just needed time to work on myself.
And then they broke up 2 weeks after production stopped filming.
But guess who didn't? Jackie and Josh. Hey, Josh.
This is a terrible interview.
Terrible.
It's just a fluff thing.
Yeah, like why aren't you calling them out?
And I got a fish named Rick, too.
Rick the fish.
Nobody cares.
Nobody freaking cares.
I love it.
You love it? Who's calling her out on this very poor interviewing and not calling her out on her BS?
They called her out when they didn't choose her for Perfect Match and they had Nick do it alone.
Because they're not here to defend themselves.
So how do you feel about that?
Slighted. Again, for the second time in this experiment, I have been slighted.
But are you putting into consideration maybe the woman who you thought you were going to marry's feelings?
100%.
And why she's not here?
100%.
No, she signed up for this. She should be there.
Exactly.
Micah's there. Arena's there. They knew they were going to
took their
get
heat.
a lot of flack.
Focus. Let them move on. Let me move on.
And I want to move on. Who's next?
Who is going to be the first couple to have a little cutie pie just like I do right here? Say hi, Eden. Hi, Bubba.
We want to have our life set before we bring a life into this world.
We're loving life together.
But Brett, how cute are baby Air Force One's going to be?
You already made that little baby shoe.
But I love my marriage and I respect Kwame so much.
Oh, we know.
Let's step back. We're going to let it happen when it needs to happen. And for me, that's a beautiful gift that Kwame could have given me.
I feel like if they were to have children, their kids would just be awesome. I don't know why. They just seem like they would be really good parents. That's the vibe I get.
I think they'd be athletic kids too.
Yeah.
Our engagement was only 2 weeks and a couple days, much shorter than everyone else's. I can't wait to have this again.
Remember I said I bet you she already has one?
You know, we're still talking about when that time is, but I'm really, really excited for it.
No doubt this reunion was problematic from start to finish, but I'm sure we'll end with some wise words.
When you do something like this and you put yourself on TV and people watch, they feel entitled to have an opinion, and that's fair because it's television.
What do you mean they have an opinion? Who does that? Who comments on these shows and really reacts and recaps the shows?
And has an opinion? No.
Nobody like we do. Subscribe.
And like and comment.
Everyone here.